Hey Simplies, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about life, things that we all go through, you know, learning how to let go of hurt, learning how to let go of pain and anger. And I've just actually learned this not too long ago, how to actually do that. I know that all of us have been through something in our lives that have left us feeling angry, left us feeling sad, feeling pain. And I realized that when you hold on to pain and you suppress that pain, we're only making ourselves more toxic. Do you know the amount of energy and time it takes to hold on to something? Do you understand that can really make you sick? It can affect how you live your day-to-day life, how you speak to people, how you treat people, how you treat yourself, you know? And I know that everybody's story is different. I can only speak from my experience. The things that I have been through, I no longer have to let that affect me. And the hardest part for me was learning how to let things go, because honestly, how do you really let something go that has hurt you, that has been so traumatic, that has left scars, that has left wounds? It's not something that you can just say, okay, this person did this to me, I'll be fine the next day. And honestly, I don't like when people say that you need to just get over it, because who are you to say how long it takes to actually get over something? I feel like the time that we are getting over something is our healing process. It's time for us to heal and analyze and really like process what's happening. We all have a story. It could be, you know, it could be emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, problems with your family, problems with your parents, relationship issues, betrayal from a friend. There's so many things that we have experienced in life, and a lot of times we mow over it. But little do we know, when we mow over things and we kind of put that shield on and we pretend that we're okay, deep down inside we're not okay, and it starts to show through our actions. There's been many things in my life that have hurt me. Many things have hurt me in my life, and I felt the best way to cope with it was by being angry and just acting like I didn't care. And it was showing in my character, knowing that that's not who I really am. I'm a good person, but because people have inflicted pain on me, this is the way I'm gonna respond now. This is how I express myself, through anger. And it kind of was almost kind of like satisfaction to give it back to somebody. But sometimes you give it to the wrong person or the wrong people. Start to inflict pain on other people, and that's what I was becoming aware of, hurting other people because I was hurt. And not understanding how to process all of these feelings and emotions that I've been feeling over time. And I didn't know how to really deal with it. I didn't have an answer for myself. I had to also understand that holding on to pain and anger that people have caused, it was heavy. It was really heavy, like almost like weights on my shoulder. And I kind of wanted to be free from that. I kind of wanted to just let it all go. What benefits do I really have holding on to this pain? Like, how is this beneficial to my life? How is this conducive to my living? Is it benefiting me by being angry? Or is it going to hurt me in the long run? A lot of times when we suppress pain, it will literally eat at your body. For me, it was affected in my attitude, and everything was literally like a trigger for me. Certain things that people would say to me would blow up too quick. I would take everything personal. It's really not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, and I'm not saying that it is easy, but when you realize it and you pinpoint and you start to really see how it's affecting your life, when you're waking up every day and you're not happy, you're truly not happy, you're miserable, you're doing things that you shouldn't do just so you feel numb, taking your aggression out on your kids, or how you treat your family, or how you respond, there's definitely something inside of you that definitely needs to be released, you know? And once you release that, I swear it feels 10 times better. It feels like a fresher breath air. It feels like I'm not all the way better, but I'm walking in the right path. Things do get better over time, you know? And I find that talking about things and talking to people that have hurt me definitely help to release some of the pain. And not all the time can you confront the person that has brought you trauma. It's almost impossible to be faced with them again. So I also find that writing things down, writing a letter to that person and expressing to them how they made you feel, every emotion that they made you feel, write it down, get it out. Write it down, and then after you write it down, try to just crumble it up and literally burn it or throw it into the water and just let it go. You know what I mean? Because it's only gonna hurt you. I also realized that once you can accept the person who has hurt you, isn't going to change, it's almost easier, because a lot of times if we're hopeful in a situation, we hope that this person will be different to us. We wish that this person would do this for us. We wish that this person would treat us like this or whatever. But once you realize that this is how this person is, there's nothing that you can do to change that person, it gets a little easier. My biggest issue was trying to change somebody that I knew couldn't change, wishing that this person would do the things that I needed them to do. But at the end of the day, you just need to worry about self and who you are, and not let the hurt take over your mind. It's not something you can just make go away, because I know when something traumatic has happened to you, it kind of replays in your mind, and then we tend to have triggers. Certain things will trigger us, and we don't understand why we're acting like that, but little do we know we had something that kind of probed us to act and respond that way. And it's not always helpful in the situation. For me, just talking about it and just realizing that whoever it was that hurt you or hurt me, you have to kind of learn to forgive. I had to come to terms with myself learning how to forgive, and I feel like forgiveness is one of the hardest freaking things to do, because how can I forgive you for doing this to me? How can I find it in my heart to forgive you when you did something to me that hurt me? But I promise you, when you learn to forgive somebody, you'll feel lighter. You never have to forget. When you forgive somebody, that shows so much growth in you. That shows so much growth through your healing process. Everything that we go through is a process. Everything. The good, the bad, it's a process, it's an experience, and it prepares us. It's an experience to teach us. To either teach us to do better, not repeat the same things, make the best out of the situation, and find good in every situation. But life is not easy. Things are not easy. And sometimes we have been dealt some bullshit ass cards. Sometimes situations that have been brought on to us that cause us anger is out of our hand. And I feel like that's the hardest part. And it's really hard to overcome when a situation has been presented itself to you that we didn't even ask for. It's almost unfair. Like, this was not something that I expected to happen to me, you know? Like, why me? That's one of the biggest things I would always ask myself. Why me? Why do I have to go through these things? But I understand that we all go through things. We all go through hurtful things. We all have things that we wish didn't happen to us. But I do know that there's always a way to let go of it. There's always a way to make a better situation out of it. You can be a mentor for somebody. You know, if you can take your pain and your anger and you can flip it to a positive way. You can be a public speaker. You can find things and use your pain and turn it into a positive way to help somebody else, so that if they're going through that, you can be their ear. You can be that piece and that light at the end of the tunnel. I'm sure we all want to let go of the past, but not everyone's experience is the same, and the impact of pain that we have felt, everybody feels it on different levels. Like, my pain could be very minute to your pain, you know, but pain is pain. We all feel. I just wanted to do this video because I know how far I've come. I know how long this journey has been for me. Never thought I would see the day where I would actually be able to talk about it and actually feel good while I'm talking about it and not hold any resentment. I found that it was just really, really like making me into a person that I didn't want to be. Like I said, when I started to realize I was affecting other people that I love, that I hold dear to me, I knew that I had to dig deep down inside of me and figure out what the cause was. Because we all have a reason. There's always a reason why we act the way that we act. We respond, and we're all imperfect. But the goal is to learn how to let it out, release it, and not hold on to it. Not let it take over us, make us into a person that we don't want to be, and hurt people while we're hurting at the same time. If you're going through a storm right now, just know that it will get better, and you have to try to let it go. Take it one day at a time, and set goals for yourself. Write your emotions down. If you have somebody that you can talk to, get it out, because I find that holding things in for a long period of time it just makes feelings worse. More negative thoughts. You're gonna erupt, and it's gonna all spiral out because you weren't able to express yourself. And sometimes you don't always have people to go to. Some people are judgmental, or some people just don't have the right choice of words you want to hear, especially during a fragile time. You need to be uplifted. You need to be heard. You need to be understood. A lot of people don't understand if they haven't been through the struggle, if they haven't been through experiences, if they really haven't been through trauma. They won't really understand where you're coming from. You never need to feel like you're alone, because You're not alone when you have God in your life. Just try to let it go. You know, it feels so good to be able to say that I actually let it go. I wasted so many years and so much rented space in my mind of holding on to things that people have done to me, and it wasn't beneficial to me. It was literally eating me alive. It's almost like a poison. When you hold on to something, that you're only hurting yourself. It takes so much time and energy to be angry. Anger is such a strong emotion. It's very easy to hold on to. It's the easiest way to get my feelings and my thoughts across is by expressing it in a negative way. That's the way I used to respond, until I realized that there's other alternatives to get out my feelings and my thoughts, even though I feel hurt. I just wanted to just do this little sit down while I had a moment. I was just thinking about how far I have come and how much growth I see in myself. Even if nobody else sees it, I see my growth, and I'm proud of who I am, because I'm not the same person I was yesterday, and I'm not the same person I was last year, because I'm learning, and I want to be a better person for myself, and I want to truly be at peace with myself in here. I don't want to portray to be a happy person when deep down inside I'm still angry, and I'm holding on to resentment, and I'm holding on to pain due to somebody else's mistakes. I know who I am, and I don't have to repeat those mistakes, and I don't have to treat people the way that I've been treated. We can only grow and learn from our experiences. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, click the bell so you're notified whenever I upload. And if you're going through a hard time and you find it really hard to process what you're feeling, it's okay to feel. The first step is to actually feeling what we feel. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to cry. Crying is healthy. It's a way of showing that you feel, you care. Just know that, try not to let it take over your life. Try not to let it mold you into somebody that you don't want to be. Hopefully it can get greater. And if you find that the situation that you're in is only making you worse, then you need to reevaluate and try to change the situation. We have choices nowadays. We have a choice to be happy. We have a choice to be sad. We have a choice to be mad. We have a choice to be bitter. We have a choice to be whatever we want to be. It's up to us to realize and change the situation, so that we don't keep repeating these same steps, and we don't hurt people along the way, and we don't allow people to keep hurting us. That's the biggest thing. Don't allow people to keep hurting you. You have a choice to deal with it or not. Sometimes the people that you hold dearest to you, the closest to you, may hurt you, and you're kind of conflicted because you don't know how to separate yourself from wanting their attention, but they're hurting you at the same time. You know, you kind of have to find balance with that, and you have to figure out, well, you know what? I love you, but I can love you from a distance. I don't have to speak to you every single day. I can see you when I'm ready to see you. I can speak to you when I'm ready to speak to you. You know, you have to kind of just do what works best for you. And at the end of the day, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror, and we are all we have at the end of the day. Nobody is truly inside of us to understand what we actually feel. So it's really good, and I wanted to just share this because I have come a long way, and you know what? Every day is getting easier for me. You know, I have good days, I have bad days where things arise and I get angry and I don't know how to let it go, but I have to realize that, is it benefiting me holding on to it, or should I just let it go? Learning how to let things go and not overthink things to where they affect me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear your feedback. If you know you've been through anything, please let me know. Comment that down below, and what you're doing to heal. We're on the road to healing, one day at a time, and everything will work itself out.